I love graphs so much, and this is one of my favorite graphs, and it gets updated every few weeks. This is from 3D Center, and I just kind of, well, I was going to Google Translate it into English here, but honestly, we don't need to read a whole bunch of what they say exactly here. But what is this? So 3D Center has been tracking since the beginning of 2021 and now all the way through 2022 very consistently GPU pricing at major retailers in I believe this is Germany, and is there some Austrian ones in here? The graph itself says they're based on the average of the respective lowest prices at major German retailers and set in relation to US MSRP. And that's including exchange to euro and 19% VAT. Now, the green line is Nvidia prices. The red line is AMD prices. But wait, there's more. We've got some cool stuff. Make myself tiny. We also have the kind of purpley line here that's dashed. That is availability level, which is the average of all cards plus total availability. And then we have this light yellow, which I still wish was a different color that stood out a little bit nicer here on the white background. But hey, that's nitpicking. I love this graph, guys. At 3D Center, good work. You're not watching my video anyway, but thank you. Anyway, that is the price of Ethereum. And we do see that it's kind of been bouncing back up here, but nowhere near its peaks. Although I have seen that the, hoped for and anticipated proof of stake switch that was supposed to be coming in June or July seems to be delayed yet again. And I kept saying every time I reported on that, guys, the proof of stake always gets delayed. I'm personally not convinced it will ever happen, or at least not while crypto mining is still valuable. Anyway, now the price of Ethereum isn't the only thing affecting graphics cards, and also the price of Ethereum isn't the only thing affecting mining profitability, because also things like energy cost needs to be taken into account, whether or not a proof of stake is coming needs to be taken into account, and also mining difficulty does go up over time as well. So anyway, it's not the only thing. But the big thing is, there's, supply and demand and all that, and we see availability going way up. And I can tell just in my community posts because, guys, now I track US prices, but on my community page, one thing I've always done before I even started the YouTube channel is just look for deals on things, graphics cards related, but computer parts related. Anyway, I just like to look for them, sometimes buy them, sometimes I don't. But now when I see especially good ones, I post them on my community page. So I've seen cards like the RX 6600 in the US market available for, if you count the rebates, actually slightly below MSRP, or not counting the rebates, right on MSRP. Cards like the 3080 12GB available for way less than they used to be. Although, a lot of cards still aren't quite at MSRP. 6600 XT for around $400. By the way, Ryzen CPUs have come down a lot since the X3D and the more competition from Intel. We're seeing 3070 Ti's for around $700 available pretty frequently now. Anyway, 3060 Ti's can still be a little bit rough to find a deal on. Found some for $500 yesterday. I know it's $100 over MSRP, but the point is they used to be selling for the $800 to $900 range. The point is, things are getting better both in the US market, and according to this, it does look like that is carrying over to the German market now. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean that any GPU you want to buy, you can just run out and get one and it is exactly 12% over MSRP or 19% over MSRP. To be clear, once again, because people always argue about this, I can't buy a 3080 for that price. This is based on the average of the respective lowest prices at major German retailers. Okay, that's what this is. Now, before we move on to some other news articles, I want to talk about so a lot of people are thinking, so should we wait? Is it going to keep going down? Well, nobody, including me, can tell you for sure. Although that delay in the proof of stake and the prices do seem to be trending up. I don't know. So far, prices do seem to be coming down, and the longer that these things sit in the shelf at these prices, I think the more likely it is to continue trending down. And then a lot of people are also like, and new GPUs coming out in a few months. Well, let's be clear what we mean by a few months, like 5 to 6 months, and they usually start with the high end. And then the mid-range and low-end usually take months and months, to phase in after that. So if you're looking for a more mid-range card, could be a while. And also, are you waiting for Intel? Because a few days ago, we saw this. Now, this source has, I believe, been accurate in the past. So it's not completely random info. But anyway, I guess translated, this does say that there's another delay for Intel Desktop Arc to late Q2 or early Q3. Because all that was confirmed by Intel that they launched this summer was their limited edition card. And guys, their laptops that are theoretically available now are incredibly hard to find and limited just to, one laptop configuration that's kind of overpriced in South Korea. So that is not exciting. Although this leaker did have some interesting info, if it's true, that there will be maybe some more SKUs here than we originally thought. With 5 variants, we've been seeing some info that we might not get all 5 of those variants, and that this could be like the A750 for a desktop, which could be a 448 execution unit model. Interesting. So there was some more info there, but the main thing I wanted to get out of that is, man, Intel is taking their sweet time getting their desktop chips out, and if this rumor is true, man, I think it might not be until we're starting to see the new next generations coming from AMD and Nvidia. Now, before we get to their next generations, we're also going to be seeing a few cards coming in and a little bit more info on that. From AMD, we're going to see an RX 6400, which I've already reported on this. These are going to be really weak, guys. But what they could be interesting, I think the only reason these could be interesting is for ITX builds, and this one does seem to be confirming that it can just be powered through the PCIe slot and not require external power, at least on certain models like this one. Now, also from AMD, we'll be seeing an AMD refresh with the 50 added to the ends of things, so like a 6950, a 6750. Now, we're getting this from I'm gonna butcher the name, Hassan here, who reports over at WCCF Tech, but this is apparently on his Twitter, then being reported by Video Cards. But he's saying it seems like they're actually, when these 50 upgrades, I don't know, do we want to call them the super versions? When these come out, that he believes that they're going to be replacing the normal models, not that they're going to be manufactured side by side. So that's an interesting tidbit if that's true, so that would just be an upgrade. Now, we don't really know exactly what we're getting from these. All signs point to a bit faster memory and possibly higher clocks and even possibly higher power draw. So I'm wondering if these could just be almost like an overclocked model, but also with some faster memory. We'll see. I just hope they don't try to bump up the pricing at all. We've seen some early price listings, but those kind of, early price listings are often inaccurate and too high, so I don't want to dwell too much on that. Anyway, last thing I've got about new GPU info is another, leaked bit of information regarding AD102, which would be the top-end GPU for the next-gen series from Nvidia. And couple of things. Now, these tweets are from Kopite7Kimi, or I might have pronounced that right. Anyway, and Kopite has a long history of accurate leaks on video card information, which is why I'm bothering to report on it. I'd say there's a good chance that this will be true. With a reply saying that AD102 has started testing. So it's possible that their top-end chips, like the 4090, have entered testing. And then Video Cards clarifying something, because a while back, Kopite had mentioned, that they listed things without the 40 in front of this series, I guess is what it is. So basically, we had been unsure whether NVIDIA was actually going to call it the 4000 series, maybe the 5000 series, question mark. Anyway, it does seem to be confirmed, at least by Copite, so just leaker, not official confirmation, that this will be the 4000 series. There will be a 4090, and apparently it'll be use a 24 gigabit per second memory chip, which is quite fast. All right, so guys, I don't blame you if you want to wait until the new GPUs come out, but I think that makes the most sense for people buying at the high end, because I do think it'll be a while before we see the mid-range and lower end come out. I'm also going to expect scalping and low availability for quite a while after launch, if I had to predict. Even if crypto mining isn't crazy, just the newest, highest end parts are probably going to be scalped and price gouged. So kind of not so great news there. Anyway, I woke up kind of late, so I gotta end this video now and get to work. So I hope all of you have an excellent day.